tonight at Slipstream for Three Sisters. We've got, the girls have worked so hard, essentially learning 3 parts in the same time that most shows just you have to learn 1 part. So they've done a lot of work, and the votes are in. The cast has been nominated, so I'll introduce you to those in a minute. The show runs about 1 hour and 20 minutes. There's no intermission. And yeah. Make sure to turn off all your phones, electronic devices. I shouldn't have to say this. Everybody knows this. We've all been in the theater before. But yeah, double check those because it's a real small space. And even if they vibrate, even if it's not vibrate, we're going to hear it. It's going to be a little awkward. And then Pat's recording tonight, so they're going to get that on film. It'll last forever. It'll be very embarrassing. So, yeah. Thank you for coming out. Please enjoy the show. I'll introduce you to our cast. Playing Olga is Taja Sabri. Masha is Caitlin Vallerborg. Irina is Luna Alexander.
Tonight, I'm going to tell you the story of the 3 sisters. How I remember it, anyway. It was a family, it was a society that I wanted so desperately to be a part of. If I only knew. We open on the home of the 3 sisters. It is the birthday of Irina, the youngest sister.
A year ago today, the father died. May 5th. I remember it was cold and it was snowing. I didn't think I'd live through it all. But it's been a year. I can think of happier things, babies. You're wearing your white dress. Irina, you look stunning. Oh, you're glowing. You little... There you go. Do you remember when they lowered Father's casket? How the sound of guns firing filled the air? Even as a general in command, it saddened me that there were so few people at his funeral, but the weather was terrible, so I guess that accounts for it.
Why must you dwell on the negative?
Okay then, the positive. Today it is sunny.
Birthday!
We can open the windows.
Yay!
In Moscow in early May, it was so warm and sunny and everything was blooming. It was like the world was painted in sunshine. This morning, I woke up and I saw the sun coming in through my windows, and for the briefest of moments, I thought I was back home. Can you imagine being home? Please stop singing, Masha. Grates on my nerves. To be at the school all day with no moment of peace increases my migraines. Oh my god. I sound old. Ah! I feel old.
Yeah.
Oh, like my life is just slowly slipping away. One thing keeps me going.
Yes! To go back to Moscow! Let's sell this house and our lives here and go back to Moscow.
Yes, and soon.
Amen. You know, brother, he'll want to go. I mean, he's a professor. He won't want to stay here. And, of course, Masha can't go.
Oh, Masha, you put that away. Masha can come and visit us every summer in Moscow.
You know, today feels glorious. I have no idea why. I am so happy. I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, it's my birthday. And I of when Mother was alive and when I was younger. Such wonderful memories I have with me. And they are all with me here today.
Oh, you do look stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Masha's, of course, gorgeous. If only brother would lose some of that weight, maybe he'd actually pass for a doctor. Oh, but yes, today I am home from the school. I can feel light and I'd be at peace. I don't know why I feel so old. I'm only 28.
Well, you know.
Oh, some days I wish I could just sit at home and be a proper housewife. Oh, if only I were married. I would love my husband terribly.
A longtime friend of the family called Old Doctor, and formerly in love with the sister's mother, enters loudly and informs the sisters that they will be receiving a visit from the new battery commander, and that he's called family friend, and that he will arrive midday.
How lovely.
Is he old?
Old Doctor tells Irina he's not particularly old, 40, perhaps 45
No.
at most, and that he is intelligent and that he talks too much.
Is he interesting?
Well, I would have to.
You know, please tell me, why am I so happy today? Like I'm flying through the brightest sky, like a bird. You know, I woke up this morning and I had a sudden clarity. I understood everything about life. It all became so simple. A man must work. Whoever he is, he must work and get sweaty. And this is life's purpose. It becomes his entire happiness. Oh, I want to be a working man who gets up before the sun to build a road. Or become a farmer or teacher.
She's gonna build things and put her hands in the air.
It's awful to be a human being, especially a girl. You know, we wake up whenever we please. We just drink coffee in bed and stare in front of the mirror and pick out outfits for the day. To be an animal, to live with purpose.
Irina says all this, but Father trained us to wake up at 7. And of course at 7 she wakes up, but she lies in bed all day thinking about things so serious all the time.
Well, you are just used to me being a child and can't grasp the fact that I can be serious now. I'm 20.
Old Doctor says, I very much understand the desire to work. See, I was born in cold Petersburg to a family that was privileged. They didn't work or care much about anything, but times are changing. A new dawn is coming through a storm, and we will be left with no boredom or indifference. We will stop being lazy. Every single person will have to work in 20 or 30 years. Oh, that will be a life. Old Doctor exits while clumsily attempting to hide the flask he has hidden up his sleeve.
Ooh, he's got something up his sleeve. Oh.
What's got you so down today, Masha? Where are you going?
Home.
Masha, to walk out on your sister's birthday.
Don't judge me, dear sister.
Oh, of course I'll come back and celebrate with you this evening.
Take my hand. Take my hand. Take my hand. Take my hand.
Okay. Sorry.
I wish you all the happiness there is to be had. When Father was alive, this house was filled with soldiers and friends, and now it's barely a handful. I'm in a dark place today. I don't want to rain on your parade. Goodbye, darling.
How gross you are, little Masha.
I understand perfectly, Masha.
Olga, please let me have one thing that is mine.
Maid enters and informs Irina that the man called city councilman has brought her this gift. It's a cake.
Hey, thank you for me.
She exits.
I don't like city councilman. I don't think you should be invited here.
I didn't invite him. Enter Old Doctor with a silver samovar, a very expensive coffee maker, usually reserved for a wedding gift. A hum of surprise and displeasure.
How sweet.
Oh, Doctor, right? What were you thinking?
Oh, Doctor, you really have no conscience, do you?
Old Doctor protests that the girls are all that he has, his most precious treasures that he has on earth, and the least that he could do for them. For his little Irina, who he held in his arms as a baby. He so loved their dear mother. He becomes embarrassed and insulted by their criticism of his gift. He is interrupted by family friend. He is 40, perhaps 45. He introduces himself to Masha and Irina.
We are delighted to see you. Please sit down.
Family friend makes small talk quickly and easily. He remembers when they had little faces, and he knew their father back in Moscow.
Wait, from Moscow? You come from Moscow?
I don't remember you.
From us, I thought I remembered everyone. How strange.
From Moscow, what a surprise.
We're moving back there soon, you know.
Yes, by the fall. We grew up on Old Basmania Street.
Now I remember. Olga, this is the one they used to call the lovesick major.
You were a lieutenant at the time, and in love, and everyone called you Major to toy with you.
Family friend answers in the affirmative that he was known as the lovesick major.
You were clean shaven then. My, how you've aged.
No. You've grown older, but you're not old.
11 years since we left Moscow.
On which street did you live?
Family friend reveals he lived on the same street as the girls.
What a small world.
Family friend says, do you remember that old rickety bridge? Where the water splashes up against it? It always made me feel so melancholy, being as lonely as I was, but what a beautiful river.
It's cold and surrounded by bugs.
Family friend says that living here has its perks too, except that the train station is so very far away. See, no one seems to know why it's so far.
I know. Because if the station had been near, it wouldn't be so far. And if it's far, it's because it's not near.
Family friend says, you know, I knew your mother.
She's buried in Moscow.
Yes, the Novodevichy.
I've already begun to forget her face. Do you realize that someday people will forget our faces? We'll all be forgotten.
People are forgotten. That's the way the world works. There's no changing that. Someday, the things that we think are important now will be insignificant. Isn't it strange? We have no way of knowing what will be remembered as great or inconsequential. And the life we live now may someday seem sinful or strange or stupid.
Well, maybe ours will be the greatest age and be remembered with respect. We have no torture chambers, no executions, no invasions. Still an overwhelming amount of suffering all the same.
No matter how great our age may be, we are still so small. The sound of a violin is heard playing off stage. It is hauntingly, achingly sad, sweet, and questioning all at once.
That's brother play.
It was Father's wish that he become a scholar instead of a military man like Father was.
We've been teasing him all day because we think he's a little in love.
With Natasha!
Natasha. I
young lady.
can't stand the way she dresses.
It's not that what she wears is ugly, it's just
Plain pitiful. Stop. And she doesn't know how to do her makeup. She looks like a clown. I can't believe brother's in love with her. I can't bring myself to admit that. He has some taste.
No.
Anyway, I heard she's engaged to city councilman.
Brother enters. Having not seen him before, we cannot know whether he has gained weight or not.
This is our brother.
Family friend introduces himself to brother.
Can you believe family friend comes from Moscow?
Oh, see that picture frame? Brother gave it to me today. He made it himself.
Family friend looks at the frame and says, yes, it's a thing.
Oh, and that one too, over the piano. So cool.
He's so well-rounded. He can make things and play violin, and he's a scholar. No, brother, don't leave.
Brother, come on. Masha and Irina grab him by the arms and laughing lead him back.
Oh no, brother. Family friend here used to be called the lovesick major, and he didn't take it to heart.
Family friend assures everyone he was not offended.
And I'm gonna call you the lovesick violinist.
Ooh, or the lovesick professor.
What do you think? Love.
Bravo!
Brother shrugs off his scissors and unsuccessfully attempts to pass off his mood on staying up too late reading the Bible. Family friend is impressed with his knowledge of words and he commends him for it.
Oh, Father saw to it that we were all well-educated. Thanks to him, we know proper grammar, French and German. Irina knows Italian.
It's absolutely unnecessary to speak that many languages here. It's like freakish, like having a sixth toe. We know far too many unnecessary things.
Family friend begins to philosophize. He says there is no such thing as a town not in need of knowledge. All knowledge is necessary. Those who are knowledgeable will one day make this world an unimaginable beauty. Life will be full of people with knowledge. So now, we must learn to grow it, hold it close, and prepare for what the future will be. There are so many things in this world that we cannot possibly know. And yet you know too many things, do you?
I'll stay for lunch.
All that really ought to be written down.
Brother has slipped away unobserved.
You know, the best way to get a life such as that is to work for it. To work for it and to create it.
Family friend begins to philosophize, except this time without saying much of anything at all. Masha's husband, called Masha's husband, enters. He gives Irina a copy of the book that he's written himself as a birthday present. See, it begins with a quote in Latin. He is very proud of it. It must be riveting.
Why, you gave me a copy of that book at Christmas.
Masha's husband laughs and attempts to pass it off to family friend instead as a good read. Family friend laughs and rises to go.
Oh, wait, leaving! No! You,
Please stay for lunch. You know?
yes, we have pie!
Everyone goes into the dining room except Irina. And then Irina's first suitor, a young soldier, enters. He is in love with Irina, and he is not a handsome man.
Masha's in the mood today. You know, she married too young. Honestly, she thought he was the wisest soul in the universe. Not anymore. He is incredibly kind, but dumb as a brick.
Irina's first suitor asks her what she's thinking about. He reminds her that she's 20 and that's nearly 30. He offers her a life full of days of love only for her.
Don't talk to me about love.
Well, Irina's first suitor doesn't listen. He talks of love and of passion and of life. And then he asks her what she's thinking.
How can you truly believe life is beautiful? No, I think it only seems so. For us sisters, it is yet to be beautiful. We're stifled, choking as if underwater.
No, mustn't cry.
We come from a depressed family. See, it's because we were raised not to work. We were raised by people who hated work.
Irina's first suitor goes into the dining room. Oh my God, I am late. I am so sorry. Does my hair look all right? I think it does. Irina, you have so many people here. I feel embarrassed. No one ever visits me like this.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
Well, happy birthday!
Hey,
I still can't believe how many people there are.
Oh, no,
They're
we
not-
only have our own 5 people. Natasha, you are wearing a green belt? What you thinking?
Oh no. Is it bad luck?
No. It just doesn't go with your dress, and it looks odd.
Really? But it's not green. Exactly, it's more of a chartreuse. Just everyone sits for lunch. Masha's husband breaks the silence by reminding Irina that she should really think more seriously about getting engaged.
Nonsense, Masha's husband. Oh, although, Natasha, I hope we can hear more details about your engagement.
Oh, yes, Natasha has a suitor too.
Yeah, she's gonna get married.
Both of you, please.
I'll just have another little bitty glass of wine. You only live once.
Masha's husband waves them all in for a snapshot.
Oh. Okay. Birthday pictures. Come on, quick.
Yeah, we're back. Speaking of pie.
Here we go. All right.
Pie.
I know. I have pie. Okay.
All right, ladies, everybody smile. And click. All right, let's get one from this angle. It's a new camera. Ladies, smile. And click. The lighting was a little weird in that one. So let's go over here.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
ladies,
bad.
smile.
Okay,
And click. All right, let's get one more with Arena in the middle.
Right in the
Birthday
middle.
girl.
Birthday girl.
I'll
Let's
just,
make a birthday
okay,
sandwich.
I'll just, we'll just dance around
Sandwich.
you.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, ladies,
Oh.
stand still and smile. Click. He then informs the girls that they may move now.
Oh, thank God.
I am so ashamed. Like, I know it's not right to up and leave the table like that, but they make fun of me. I don't know why. Brother reassures me tenderly. So unaccustomed to society. Brother asks me to marry him. We kiss. Lights and the sound of violins. One year later, winter, evening. Brother and I have been married and have had our first child. There's the faint sound of music in the street, but there is no light. What are you doing, my husband? I need you to look after the servants. They're acting strangely. One of them left a candle burning in the dining room last night, and I don't know which. Now listen, Olga and Arena are not yet home from work. Olga is still at a faculty meeting, and Arena is answering telephones. The poor deal. You know, I told her to have a good day today, and she just ignored me. I really wish that you would talk to her. Oh, I feel that our baby is not doing well either. He was feverish yesterday and cold today. We really have to pay closer attention to what we're feeding him. Perhaps it is because there is to be a party tonight, and he isn't approving of the guests. You know, children have a way of knowing things. I think we should not let the partygoers in tonight. We should cancel it. Brother irresolutely reminds me that that would be his sister's call. After all, they own part of the house, too. Yes, I will have to speak to them about it. Oh, I made a salad for you for dinner. If you don't stick to salad, you will never lose that weight. You know, I think that we should move the baby into a different room until it gets warm outside again. See, his room is cold and damp, and Arena's room would be perfect for a nursery. The sun always shines there. I will have to let her know she used to share Olga's room for a little while. She's only at home at night anyway. And why aren't you speaking? Well, brother has nothing to say. Masha enters with family friend.
I don't know. Habits, obviously a big influence. After Father died, it was almost impossible to get used to not having nurses and orderlies about. Terribly fond of military men. Our town, the most decent and well-bred people were in the army. Did you know I was married at only 18? I just finished school, and my husband was a teacher, so I was fascinated by him and scared. I thought he was so brilliant. Not anymore. Not that he's not. I'm just used to him. Anyway, I'm terribly turned off by rudeness. It makes me miserable to be amongst my husband's colleagues. They're not nearly refined or gentle or nearly polite enough.
Family friend begins to philosophize at great length in response. He reveals that he is exhausted with his family life. And he has no one to talk to but you, Masha. He kisses her hand and says, "My fine, dear, splendid woman." It's dark here, but he can see the light in her eyes.
It's lighter here.
Family friend says, "I love you. I love you. I love you. I love your eyes. I love your movements. I can see them in my dreams." And
You talk to me like that, it makes me giggle somehow. It also scares me. Please don't do it again. All right, do it again. I don't mind. Someone's coming. Change the subject.
What up, family friend? Oh my god. A woman came in today. And she was trying to call her brother to tell him that her son had just died.
Mhm.
But she couldn't think of the number. So I suggested, hey, she go visit him in person, but she couldn't think of the address. So she sent him a letter. Without an address. I mean, can you imagine? Oh, God. And I was so rude to her for no reason. I told her I had no time to waste. I was so stupid. Ugh. It was a party tonight.
Yes.
Oh, I'm tired. I don't like reception work. I don't like it.
You're going thinner.
I mean, this job is just not for me. You know, everything I dreamed of is lacking in this job. It's work without meaning. It's just... Oh! Did you hear? Old brother and doctor went to the casino yesterday, and I'm told brother lost $200.
He can't be helped anymore, Irina.
What? You know, 2 weeks ago he lost money. December he lost money. Wish he'd hurry up and lose everything and maybe get out of this stupid town. God, I have dreamed of Moscow every night. You know, if we move there in June, we still have February, March, April, May. Yeah, so happy year.
Yes. Please don't tell Natasha about brother's losing streak.
I don't think she cares.
Let's sit and ponder, Masha. Ponder.
Why?
Let's think about the life that'll come in 200 or 300 years, you know, after we're gone.
When we're dead. Right.
Yeah, okay, gone.
Inventions will be constant. Evolution seemingly happening. People will discover a sixth sense and develop it. But life will remain the same. It will be difficult, full of mysteries and happiness. Just as now men will say, "Oh, how difficult life is." And just as now, he will still be afraid of death.
I think everything will change. It already is. It's changing before our eyes. In many years, however long is irrelevant, a new life full of joy will come. We won't be able to share in it, of course, but it's why we're living now, to work for it, to create it, to ensure that it exists for those to come. It's our existence, the reason we're here, and the suffering of it, our happiness.
In 1,000,000 years, life will be the same. It doesn't change. It follows its own laws, which we have no control over. Oh, migrating birds, for example, fly to and fro, and whatever ideas or notions they get in their little bird brains doesn't change the fact that they fly to and fro. They fly no matter how philosophical they may become.
Still, isn't there meaning?
Meaning. Here it's snowing. What meaning is there in that? I think man ought to have a faith. Or seek a faith. Or else his life is empty. Empty. To live and not understand why cranes fly, why babies are born, why there are stars in the sky. You've got to know what you're living for, or else it's all nonsense and a waste. Yeah. I'm sick of winter. I've already forgotten what summer's like.
Oh! Check it out. Our baby is extraordinary. He understands so well.
Natasha, if that baby were mine, I'd put him in a frying pan and eat him.
Baby sausage. You know, happy people don't notice whether it's winter or spring.
You know, I think if I lived in Moscow, I wouldn't care what the weather was like.
The other day, I was reading the diary of a French minister written in prison.
Obviously.
With what enthusiasm he describes the birds he sees through his prison window, which he never noticed before when he was a minister. Now, of course, that he's released, he notices the birds no more than he did before. The same way you won't notice Moscow once you're living in it.
Point. There we go.
We have no happiness, and we never do have. We only long for it.
Maid enters, carrying tea, sweets, and a letter for family friend.
What is it? Not a secret.
Family friend explains in a low voice to Masha, my wife has taken poison again to try and kill herself. I must go. He kisses her hand and says, my fine, dear, splendid woman. Family friend exits, but maid lingers, sipping tea.
Wait, go do some work or something. You sitting there is irritating.
You're so mean, Masha. What time is the party supposed to start?
They all said they were supposed to be here around 9, so well, soon.
Music plays in the street, and Masha and Irina sing along to the old familiar tune together.
Dear, a female dear.
No.
Ray, I drop a golden sun.
It becomes loud.
So
enters and informs
them
it's time to quiet down for the evening.
What? What about the party?
Brother is embarrassed and says that there won't be a party tonight because Natasha says the baby isn't well. Brother exits.
Well, that's not the first time we've... Well, if we're kicked out, we must go. You know, it's not the baby that's sick, but she's a little... Come on, let's go outside and then we can talk and find some way to occupy our time.
The doorbell rings, and then again. The sound of voices and laughter. Maid enters and announces that the partygoers have arrived.
Maid. Ugh. Darling, tell them that no one is at home and that they must excuse us.
Maid exits, leaving Irina alone for a moment. And then Irina's second suitor, a sullen soldier, enters and asks where everyone has gone for the party.
You at home.
Irina's second suitor asks if she's alone then. Yes.
Good night.
Irina's second suitor says that he loves her. He loves her. He loves her. Irina's second suitor does not believe that he can live without her, and he swears that he will kill any rival. Irina's second suitor swears by all that is sacred.
Good night. Second suitor.
Irina's second suitor exits. Oh, you look so tired, my sweet little girl. You know, you should really go to bed earlier.
Okay, is the baby asleep?
Yes, but not sleeping soundly. Oh! I have been meaning to speak to you, but I haven't been able to get you alone for longer than a second before one of us has to rush off. So I think that the baby's room is really cold and damp, and your room would be perfect for a nursery. My dear, my sweet, it would be such a help if you would move for a time into Olga's room.
Where?
You would move into Olga's room. See, he's such a darling, that baby. Today, I looked at him and I said, baby, You were mine, you were mine. And he looked at me with these funny little eyes and doorbell again. Maid enters and whispers something into my ear. City councilman is here at this hour. He's an odd one. You know, he probably wants me to go for another joyride in his new car again. How strange men are, hey? You know, perhaps I'll go for like a quarter of an hour. Tell him that I'll be right there. You hear that? Olga must be home.
We've all gone home.
Okay.
Don't ask questions.
That's
I'm
fine.
tired.
I couldn't care less. Oh, God. Oh, my head. The meeting only just now got out.
Oh,
I
God.
know. And with the headmistress out sick, I have to fill in. And don't shake it. It's worse. Oh, it just beats and beats until I can't think or hear. Oh, God, that's better. Yeah. Bless you. Oh, did you hear? Brother lost $200 at the casino yesterday. The whole town is talking about it. Oh, it's just shameful. Oh, I have to go to bed. Okay, here I go. I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. Here it is. You can. Good night. Oh, my head. Oh, my head.
All gone.
There's nobody left. Music plays in the street. Lights. Bedroom of Olga and Irina. Brother and I have had our second child, a beautiful baby girl. There's the sound of sirens and fire alarms in the street. No one in the house has been to bed yet. There's been a tremendous fire in town.
Maid, take this one and this one and the blue one. I mean, they need something to wear. The poor dears, the whole town burned down. Take this one, and the gray skirt family friend's house burned down, so they can stay here tonight. They haven't. God, it just makes me sick. Maid, please take these downstairs.
Maid wearily sinks down on the bed and begs Olga not to dismiss her from their service.
Maid, don't be ridiculous. I mean, you may be 81, but you are a treasure to this family. You've seen us through everything. No, sit. Oh my God, you look pale.
We must form a committee of some sort to help the families and things that lost everything in the fire. You know, we must always be prepared to help the poor. It is the duty of the rich. Both my babies are sleeping as though nothing were happening. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
There is a terrible flu going around in town, and everyone is carrying it around with them with so many people staying here. I'm very afraid that my babies will catch it.
Quiet in here, you can't see the fire.
Well, my hair must look awful. You know, they say that I've gained weight, but that simply isn't true. Maid, how dare you sit in my presence? Get up and get out of the room. Olga, why you keep that old woman around, I will not understand.
Excuse me, I don't understand either.
Well, she's of no use. You all spoil her so I like order in the house, and there should not be any useless servants here. She's grown too old to be of any use. Oh, you poor thing, you look tired as well. Being headmistress allows no time for rest, does it? Do you think that when my baby gets to high school, she will be frightened of you?
I'm not headmistress.
You'll be elected, Olga. It's a settled thing.
I'll refuse. I can't. It's too much. I'm sorry, but you were so rude to Maeve just now. I won't allow that.
Oh, well, excuse me, Olga. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
We may have been brought up differently, but I can't allow that kind of behavior.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
The tactless word, the slightest rudeness, it makes me sick.
Well, I often say too much that's true, but you have to admit, dear, she's grown too old to do the work.
She's been with us for 30 years.
But now she can't work. Okay, either I don't understand or you won't understand me. She's not fit for work. All she does is sleep or sit still.
Well, then let her sit still, for God's sake.
She is a servant. She can't just sit still. I don't understand you, Olga. I have a nanny to take care of the children. We have a young maid and a cook. What do we want that old woman for? What is the use of her?
Night is getting 10 years older.
Olga, we have got to reach an understanding. You are at the schoolhouse all day while I'm at home. I take care of the house and I know what I'm talking about. Do not look at me like that. I do know what I'm talking about. And not only is that woman not fit to work, but she is a thief. I want her out of the house tomorrow. I will not have people spying and stealing from me. Really, Olga, we've got to stop fighting. It's just awful. Masha's husband enters and informs the girls that the fire is finally dying down. The wind picked up the flames and carried it through the hills. The whole town could have been destroyed. Irina enters with family friend.
Well, they're all sitting in the living room. Both my suitors are sitting there too.
Family friend says that everyone asked him to set up a benefit concert for the families who lost everything in the fire. He believes that Masha would be able to headline the concert as she is a marvelous piano player. Masha's husband agrees.
Well, you know, she's forgotten how. It's been a few years since she played.
Family friend says that he is the only one in town who knows anything about music, and he believes that Masha is a genius at the piano. Masha's husband says that his wife is probably a genius, and the concert is most likely a good idea, but he can't be sure, as he is ignorant of such things. Family friend says he heard the brigade will be sent away soon.
Oh, I heard that too. You know, the town's gonna be a ghost town then, and we'll go away too! Woo!
Olga drops the clock, which she has been holding. Crash!
To smithereens.
That was Mother's clock.
If it was. Maybe I didn't actually smash it. Maybe it just seems as though I did. Maybe we don't really exist. Maybe we just seem to ourselves. Maybe I don't know anything. Maybe none of us do. What are you looking at? Natasha has an affair going on with city councilmen, and you all just... You sit and you say nothing.
Family friend tells the group how odd it was to see his house up in flames, and his little girl standing just outside. His wife was nowhere to be found. They were terrified as people bustled about. They cried for help, and it broke his heart. He was afraid for the suffering that they would face in the future, and so he brought them here, where his wife was screaming, but had forgotten them in her selfishness. It's like years ago, when the enemies invaded and there's chaos in the street.
Years from now, 200 years maybe, people will look back on us as barbaric. What a difference time can make. To look back on these times as barbaric. Can you imagine? Now the time will come when everything will be different. People will be born who are better than us. We'll continue in each generation. Precious are the things of binding love.
Tram, tam, tam.
Family friend, Tam Tam.
Tra-ta-ta.
Family friend, Tra-ta-ta. Family friend exits. Masha's husband says, I'll go once. My dear, charming wife, I love you, my only one. Masha's husband says yes. She really is wonderful. Now, you have been my wife for 7 years, and it seems to me that we were only married yesterday. I am content. I am content. I'm content.
I'm bored. There's something I can't get out of my head. It's just repulsive. Beats in my head like a nail, and I must speak of it. I mean about brother. He's mortgaged the house, and his wife has gone and grabbed up all the money, and you know the house doesn't belong to him but to us four, and he ought to know that if he's a decent man.
Why do you want to bother about it, Masha? He's in debt all around, so what's to be done? What's gotten into you?
It's repulsive. Anyway. Go home, Masha's husband.
Masha's husband kisses her and exits.
You know, it is true. Brothers become lazy, petty, and it's all because of that woman. You know, he wanted to be a professor, and now he's proud to be on city council. He brags about it even. And you know, Natasha's lover is city councilman. The whole town brags, and we got laughs and giggles about it. He remains clueless. He sees nothing, he hears nothing, and now there's a huge fire, and everyone's running around just trying to help, and he sits up in his room, he plays violin. You know, I don't think I can bear it anymore. I have been holding it in, but it's so terrible. I mean, what has he become? What have we become?
We will get through it.
Well, where has it gone? Where has it all gone? I'm forgetting everything. Thoughts just swirl in my head with no direction. I'm forgetting my Italian. You know, I've been working for 3 years. I'm only 23, but I feel as though my brain's drying up. I'm getting old and ugly, and we are moving further and further away from the beautiful life. What if we never get it back? Well, we're never going to make it back to Moscow. Olga, I can feel it. I can feel it in my gut, and God, I'm miserable. I don't want to go back to work. No, I hated my old job. I can't stand my new job. Work doesn't thrill me. There's not the slightest happiness. Nothing. I wonder how it is. I'm alive. I sort of killed myself.
Hey, Raina! Do not talk like that. You want my advice?
Oh, it's fine. I'm not crying. I'm not. It's over.
As a sister and as a friend, you want to be happy? Marry the first suitor. He is good to you, and you think highly of him. We do not marry for love, but for duty. That's what I think, and I would certainly marry without love. If a man asked me, so long as he were good and decent, even if he was old, I would certainly say yes.
I just thought that maybe when we went to Moscow, I'd meet my true love. Dreamed his eyes. I longed to love him. God, it sounds so stupid.
I understand. You know, when your first suitor came to ask for your hand, I started crying because he was so terrible looking. And he asked me why I was crying, and I stayed silent. I mean, I could tell him that. But fate has brought you together, and that makes me happy. And he is good to you, Irina. In the end, that is what matters.
She walks about as though she were the one who set fire to the town.
Masha, you are so bitter. Of all of us, you are the only one who is so terribly bitter all the time. Forgive me.
It's because... How do I tell you this? Listen, and I will confess something to you. You may judge me harshly, but I have to confess it. My soul is yearning. My body aches. I won't speak of it again. I'm in love. I'm so madly in love. And it's not with Masha's husband. It's with family friend.
No. I'm not.
I don't know what
I'm not
to do.
listening to this. I'm not.
At first I pitied him. I thought him odd. Somehow I grew to love him. The sound of his voice. The way he uses his words. His ability to overcome the worst of circumstances. His two beautiful daughters.
I'm gonna ignore everything you're saying. I'm gonna pretend you never said it.
Of course you'll ignore me, Olga. You talk of fate and good men. But you turn from me when I tell you I have found a good man, and it is fate that has brought us together. It's terrifying. Yes. Is it wrong? Of course it's wrong. You hear about these things, and you read them in books, and it just seems so trivial, and you think I would never do such a thing. But we fool ourselves to think we're above these characters, that we have some higher morality. When you fall in love, you can't control the circumstances. You must live with the consequences. There. I've said it and I won't speak of it again.
Brother enters and says, "So there was a terrible fire in town and no one thought to bring it to my attention?" Okay, I've had it with the three of you sulking about. Pull yourselves together and let's have this out once and for all. You've all grown so mean and distant towards me, and it's time you told me why.
Tonight, brother, I've had a terrible night and I'm not in the mood for a fight. So
Ra-ta-ta. Good night, Olga.
Well,
Good night, brother. Leave them alone tonight. They're exhausted. And if you'd bothered to come downstairs or look out a window, you would have helped us instead of blaming us. You can get into things tomorrow.
yes, brother, let's leave it for tonight. It's time for bed.
brother says, "You've all grown so damn cruel."
Oh.
Oh. Well, I will say my piece and then do with it what you will. You all have something against Natasha, my wife. Since the day we were married, she is a wonderful woman. See, she says what she thinks and isn't afraid of hurting someone's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I respect her tremendously, and I demand that you do the same. And yes, I mortgaged the house, and I didn't ask your permission, but girls, you get an inheritance, and I do not. Sisters, when I married Natasha, I thought I was adding to our family. That we were to be happy, that life was to be beautiful, and she isn't. Well, she is. Don't listen to a word I say. Brother exits.
God, never mind. What a joyful night. So, Brigade's gonna be going soon. Go far away.
It's just a rumor.
Be all alone.
Such is life.
All right. Ooh. Okay, I can see. I will marry the first suitor. I do think highly of him. I respect him, and I will concede on one condition. You go back to Moscow? No, please. I know everything will be all right if we get back to Moscow. Let's go tonight. Yeah, let's go. Let's just pack everything and leave tonight, please. The alarm rings in the street. Lights. One year later, early autumn, the veranda. The soldiers have all been called away and will be leaving soon. Irina enters with Masha's husband and old doctor. Masha's husband waves her in for a snapshot.
Oh, right now. Oh, God.
Smile, Irina. And click. All right, you know we have to do more than just one.
Oh, why is it always more for one?
Smile. And click. All right, let's do another one. You're going to want these memories in the future. I promise. Sit up straight, Irina.
Oh,
Smile. Click. All right, well, now we have to do one more. For the last time. Smile. And click. And where is Masha? She's in the garden.
God, they're all gone.
You know, old doctor, you must be frank with me. I heard some rumblings in the town earlier. Something happened in the town square. You were there. You must tell me. Old doctor says nothing happened, and then reads the paper. He then tells Irina that what happened doesn't matter anyway. Masha's husband informs Irina that the two suitors for her hand, they met outside the theater the evening before. Irina's second suitor began to pester Irina's first suitor, said something offensive. I don't know, I feel so uneasy today. I feel so frightened. I have no idea why. Things are all packed. After dinner, I'm gonna say my goodbyes, and tomorrow I'm gonna be married to the first suitor. I will start my new job in the school, and I will live in the first suitor's brick house. I don't know why I feel so afraid. My new life's about to start. Masha's husband says, you will learn, Irina, that nothing is so serious. I wish you all of the success in the world, but you have to know that nothing in life is so dreadfully serious. Today, all the soldiers will be gone, including family friend, and life will go back to the way it's always been. I've heard what the people are saying about Masha, but I love her tremendously, and I feel fortunate with my lot in life. We cannot choose who we love, but we can choose how we love them. And where's our headmistress, Olga?
Oh, she's been sent for. Huh. So awful living here alone without her. Now that she's working as the headmistress, she lives at the school, and I'm alone all day, all by myself, bored. I hate my room. You know, I decided I was not meant to be back in Moscow. It's not what fate wanted for me. I thought long and hard about marrying the first suitor, and after several conversations with myself, I realized that my heart had grown lighter. It sounds stupid, I know, but I suddenly felt my soul take wings, and I longed for work again.
Masha's husband exits.
Oh.
Oh, our headmistress is home. Old doctor sits and reads the paper, singing softly. Ta-ra-ra-boom-dee-day.
Here he sits. So things were drastically changing around him.
Old doctor, well, why not?
Did you love my mother?
Old doctor, very much.
And did she love you?
Old doctor, now that I don't remember.
Better not to know. When you get happiness in little bits and pieces, things become exciting. You feel alive. And then when you lose them, as I'm losing mine today, you become bitter and spiteful. I'm boiling inside.
The sound of a violin is heard playing in the distance.
There's our brother. Star of the family. It's as if thousands of people built a factory. Millions of dollars were spent, and it was to be the income for the entire town, and then one day the earth just swallowed it whole and it became dust. That's what he's become. That's what we've become. Soon the earth will swallow up this town too, and all the residents, except us. Oh, doctor. Something happened yesterday outside the theater. Everyone's talking and I don't know anything.
Old doctor admits that Irina's second suitor challenged Irina's first suitor to a duel. Irina's second suitor has fought in 3 duels before. Irina's first suitor has no experience in fighting to the death.
I'm going for a walk. I can't go inside and face him. When family friend comes, tell him to find me. Look. The birds are already flying south for the winter. Swans or geese. Sweet, happy birds.
Brother enters and says sadly that the house will soon be empty. Old doctor says, well, what about your wife? Brother says, she is a straightforward woman. Perhaps kind, but I can't see it anymore. There's something about her that makes her no better than some petty blind animal. I can speak to you frankly, yes? Well, I say that she is not a human being. I love her, but there's something that's absolutely disgusting about her, and I can't account for loving her or for having loved her. Old doctor tells brother that he should just put on his jacket and walk away from it all. The farther the better, without looking back. Old doctor and brother exit. Irina enters with first suitor.
Well, town will be empty soon.
Irina's first suitor says, dear, I will be back directly.
Where are you going?
Irina's first suitor lies.
That's not true. Why are you lying to me? What happened? What happened outside the theater yesterday?
Irina's first suitor says, you'll know it all once it's done. I have loved you for 5 years now, and each day you seem more lovely. I will sweep you away tomorrow, and we will work, and we will be rich, and we will be happy, and all of my dreams will come true, and most importantly, you will be happy. The one thing that breaks my heart is that I know that you don't love me. That I have no control over who I love. I will be a faithful and obedient wife, but I can't love you. I don't even know what love is. But I have dreamed of love so often. I've longed for it. But my heart is like a vault to which the key's been lost. Irina's first suitor says that that lost key is the only thing that frightens and torments him. He says, but I won't think of it. Look at the trees. Look. They are so beautiful. And how beautiful our life will be underneath them. And I know that everything will be okay. Look at the dead tree. Look at the dead tree. It's dead, but it still waves in the wind with the others. I can take comfort in the fact that if I die, I too will live on in one way or another. Goodbye. Goodbye, my love. Your papers are where you left them, and I signed them. No, I'm coming with you. No! Irina's first suitor forbids her and instead asks her to make him some coffee for when he returns. kisses her hand, and he rushes off. Irina sits lost in thought, and in the garden, we hear Masha thinking out loud.
Where is it all gone? I used to be young and happy, smart. I thought my dreams exquisite. Why do we become useless and indifferent and unhappy? We only... This town has been in existence for 200 years. There are 100,000 people in it, and not one who can inspire passion or a desire to imitate. We only eat, sleep, drink, and then die. Some of us fill our time with gossip, or booze, or gambling. The wives deceive the husbands, and the husbands tell lies and pretend they know nothing, and it all just destroys the children. And the divine spark is quenched in them. They become the same dead, pitiful creatures as their mothers and fathers.
Back on the veranda, family friend enters with Olga.
Oh, our veranda's like a public passage. Everyone just comes and goes as they please. Oh, hon, I am so glad I took May with me to school.
Yeah?
Mwah. She can just sit and drink tea all day.
Yeah.
The children love her. Oh, it was what a wise decision to take her with me.
Oh.
Maybe there's some happiness after all.
Well, I am thankful to you for that.
Family friend says that it's about time to be going and asks where Masha is.
I think she's taking a walk. Okay, I will go find her.
Family friend says everything comes to an end. Festivities were held in town for the departing soldiers, but he will miss this veranda and these girls. He's grown so used to them.
You think we'll ever see each other again? Town will be empty tomorrow. It's all becoming a memory right before our eyes. Nothing turned out as we hoped. I certainly didn't want to be headmistress, but here I am. Guess we were never meant to be back in Moscow. Oh, where is Masha? She would say her farewell to you.
Family friend philosophizes, earnestly and tenderly.
Oh, here she comes.
Goodbye.
A prolonged kiss.
Don't.
Family friend exits.
Don't.
Masha's husband enters unobserved.
He's trying to free green upon the oak tree, followed by the sister upon the oak tree. The oak is green, the cat is green. I'm mixing it up. By the sister oak tree upon the oak tree. My life is a failure. I want nothing now. What does straight even mean? Oh, my thoughts are in haze.
Masha's husband says no. No. Let her cry. My poor Masha, she's had a heartbreak. I will never say a word of blame. Olga is here as my witness. We will go back to our old lives and we will never speak of this. But you must mourn your loss. Masha's husband exits. The sound of a gunshot. Bang! Come on.
No, I don't go in that house anymore, and I won't.
Well, can we sit together? Even if we don't have to say anything. I'm going away tomorrow, you know?
Farina, you're going away tomorrow? What a pity. Couldn't you just stay for like one more week? I've grown so used to you, and well, I can't bear to part with you yet. I can put brother with his violin in your room, let him sulk away there, and I can put the little girl in his room. Oh, she's such a darling, that little girl. Today she looked at me and she said, "Mama."
Oh, your children are lovely, Natasha.
So I will be alone then? Tomorrow? Well, this line of birch trees needs to go. It's some of them are dead and they're just waving in the wind. I mean, what an eyesore. Irina, you're wearing your white headband. You know, it's not in fashion anymore. You should really consider wearing something that's a little bit more in line with the times, eh? Oh, and I can plant flowers. I can plant bright, beautiful smelling flowers everywhere, and it'll just... Why is there a fork on the ground? Can I please have order in the house?
I have to go home.
I think it's time we all went home.
Old doctor comes running up, out of breath and sad beyond recognition.
No.
What is it?
Rita, I'm so sorry. What is it? What happened?
What happened? Say something! Speak!
The first suitor was killed in a duel.
You?
We're meant to start over. Again, Irina. We've got to live.
I feel certain. One day, we will know what all this suffering was for. I have to be that alone as much as I can ever hope. There will come a time when a new life will start, and there will be no more mysteries, and there will be no more tears, and we will live. We'll live. So that those who come after us do not have to suffer as we did. We work. I will work. I will do nothing but work. Tomorrow I will go to that school. I will go to that house. Alone. And I will teach those children. I will dedicate my heart, my life, my knowledge. Those who may need me. I will work. Work.
Time will pass. And we'll be forgotten. Our faces, our voices, our words, how many of us there were. A new life will come, and happiness and peace will reign over the earth, and they will know that what they have is thanks to those who came before. So we'll live on in that way. But our lives aren't over yet. We'll live. I feel that soon we will know what we're living for. If only we knew now.
If only we could know everything now. I know it for sure.
If we only knew. The end.